Education forms the cornerstone of community life and significantly influences where families choose to establish their homes. The Israeli education system's complexity and diversity mean that each community offers a unique educational landscape shaped by its demographics, values, and resources. Understanding these educational frameworks is essential for families making informed decisions about where to live, as the quality, philosophy, and accessibility of education can vary dramatically between different community types and even within neighborhoods of the same city. The Israeli education system operates on multiple tracks that reflect the country's diverse population and ideological spectrum. The secular state education system serves the majority of Israeli students, providing instruction in Hebrew with a curriculum emphasizing core academic subjects, critical thinking, and democratic values. The state religious education system combines rigorous secular studies with Jewish religious education, creating an environment where academic excellence coexists with traditional Jewish learning and observance. The independent religious education system, primarily serving the ultra-Orthodox community, focuses heavily on religious studies while meeting minimum state requirements for secular subjects. Arabic language schools serve the Arab population with instruction in Arabic and curricula that reflect Arab culture and history. Additionally, various international schools, alternative pedagogical approaches, and specialized programs serve specific populations or educational philosophies. In major cities like Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Haifa, families enjoy unprecedented educational choice and diversity. These urban centers host schools representing every educational track, from secular state schools with innovative programs to prestigious religious institutions, international schools offering curricula in multiple languages, and alternative schools embracing pedagogies like Waldorf or democratic education. The concentration of educational institutions means families can often find schools that precisely match their values, academic expectations, and cultural preferences without requiring long commutes. Many urban schools offer specialized programs in areas like science and technology, arts, languages, or advanced academics, providing students with opportunities to pursue their interests and talents from an early age. The educational advantages of big cities extend beyond variety to include access to supplementary educational resources that enhance formal schooling. Major cities host universities, research institutions, museums, libraries, cultural centers, and professional organizations that provide enrichment opportunities, internships, and exposure to diverse fields of study and career paths. Students in urban areas often have access to advanced placement courses, international baccalaureate programs, and dual enrollment opportunities with local universities. The competitive environment and high expectations in many urban schools can drive academic excellence, though it may also create pressure that not all students thrive under. However, urban educational environments also present challenges that families must consider carefully. Popular schools may have competitive admission processes or long waiting lists, making it difficult to secure places in preferred institutions. Class sizes tend to be larger, potentially limiting individual attention and personalized instruction. The fast-paced urban environment can create stress for students, and the abundance of choices may overwhelm families trying to navigate the system. Additionally, housing costs in areas with the most desirable schools are typically highest, potentially forcing families to choose between educational preferences and financial considerations. Small cities and large towns often provide a middle ground that combines reasonable educational choice with more manageable environments and stronger school-community connections. These communities typically offer multiple schools representing different educational tracks, though the selection may be more limited than in major urban centers. Schools in these communities often benefit from smaller student bodies that enable closer relationships between teachers, students, and families. The reduced competition and pressure can create more supportive learning environments where students feel known and valued as individuals rather than just academic performers. Educational institutions in small cities frequently develop strong connections with their communities, incorporating local resources, businesses, and cultural institutions into their curricula. Students may have opportunities for meaningful community service, internships with local businesses, and participation in community events that reinforce their sense of belonging and civic responsibility. The scale of these communities often allows for innovative educational approaches and experimental programs that might be difficult to implement in larger, more bureaucratic systems. Nevertheless, educational limitations in small cities may become apparent for students with specialized interests or exceptional abilities. Advanced courses, specialized programs, and diverse extracurricular activities may be less available. Students interested in highly competitive academic tracks or unique programs may need to commute to larger cities or consider boarding school options. The teacher pool may be smaller, potentially limiting exposure to diverse teaching styles and expertise areas. Small towns and rural communities often face the greatest educational challenges, though they may also offer unique advantages for certain students and families. Schools in these communities are typically smaller, creating intimate learning environments where every student is known personally by teachers and administrators. This personal attention can be particularly beneficial for students who struggle in larger, more anonymous settings. The close-knit nature of small-town schools often translates into strong support networks and a family-like atmosphere that nurtures both academic and personal development. However, small-town schools frequently operate with limited resources and fewer educational options. Course offerings may be restricted, advanced placement classes might be unavailable, and extracurricular activities could be limited. Teacher recruitment can be challenging, potentially affecting the quality and consistency of instruction. Students with exceptional abilities or specific learning needs may not find adequate support or challenge within the local system. Many families in small towns find themselves weighing the benefits of intimate, supportive educational environments against concerns about preparation for higher education and future opportunities. Yishuvim present unique educational landscapes that often reflect the community's founding principles and demographic characteristics. Many yishuvim establish schools that align closely with their residents' values and educational philosophies, creating highly coherent educational experiences. Some focus on environmental education, incorporating sustainable living and connection to nature into their curricula. Others emphasize religious studies, Zionist ideology, or specific pedagogical approaches. This alignment between community values and educational philosophy can create powerful learning environments where home, school, and community reinforce consistent messages and expectations. The intentional nature of many yishuvim allows for educational innovation and experimentation that might be difficult in larger, more diverse communities. Some have pioneered alternative assessment methods, project-based learning, or integrated curricula that break down traditional subject boundaries. The small scale often enables flexibility and responsiveness to student needs and community input that larger systems cannot match. However, the specialized nature of yishuv education can also create limitations. The small student populations may result in combined classes, limited course offerings, and fewer peer interactions for students. Families whose educational preferences don't align perfectly with the community's approach may find themselves with limited alternatives. Students may need to leave the community for secondary education if local options don't meet their needs or interests. Kibbutzim have historically placed strong emphasis on education, often viewing it as central to their mission of creating a better society. Many kibbutzim operate their own schools that reflect the community's egalitarian values and collective approach to child rearing. These schools often emphasize cooperation over competition, practical skills alongside academic learning, and strong connections between education and work. Students may participate in the kibbutz's economic activities as part of their education, learning valuable life skills while contributing to the community. The communal nature of kibbutz life often means that education extends well beyond formal schooling. Children grow up with extensive adult supervision and mentorship from community members, exposure to diverse skills and professions, and a strong sense of social responsibility. This comprehensive approach to education can produce well-rounded individuals with strong practical skills and deep community connections. Modern kibbutzim face challenges in maintaining their educational distinctiveness while meeting state requirements and preparing students for success in the broader Israeli society. Some have evolved toward more conventional educational approaches, while others work to preserve their unique pedagogical traditions. The small scale of many kibbutz schools can limit advanced course offerings and specialized programs, sometimes requiring partnerships with nearby institutions or alternative arrangements for secondary education. Moshavim typically offer educational environments that combine rural settings with access to broader educational networks. Many moshav children attend schools that serve several rural communities, creating student bodies large enough to support diverse programs while maintaining the benefits of rural education. These schools often emphasize agricultural education, environmental awareness, and practical skills alongside traditional academic subjects. The agricultural foundation of many moshavim provides unique educational opportunities that connect learning to real-world applications. Students may participate in farming activities, learn about sustainable agriculture, and develop strong connections to the land and environment. This hands-on approach can be particularly engaging for students who learn best through practical experience. However, moshav education may face challenges similar to other rural communities, including limited resources, teacher recruitment difficulties, and restricted course offerings. Students with specialized interests or advanced abilities may need to seek opportunities beyond their local communities. Early childhood education varies significantly across community types, with major cities typically offering the most diverse options and smallest communities providing more limited but often more intimate settings. Urban areas usually feature numerous private preschools, specialized programs for children with different needs, and innovative approaches like forest kindergartens or language immersion programs. Small communities may have fewer options but often provide smaller class sizes, stronger community involvement, and more personalized attention. Higher education access is another critical consideration that varies by community type. Students from major cities typically have easier access to universities, colleges, and professional training programs, often allowing them to live at home while pursuing post-secondary education. Those from smaller communities may need to relocate for higher education, which can be both an opportunity for independence and a financial and emotional challenge for families. Families evaluating communities based on educational considerations must balance multiple factors, including educational quality, philosophical alignment, social environment, extracurricular opportunities, and long-term preparation for higher education and careers. The best educational environment depends entirely on individual student needs, family values, and educational goals. Some students thrive in competitive urban environments with numerous opportunities, while others flourish in smaller, more supportive settings where they can develop confidence and leadership skills. The decision becomes more complex when considering multiple children with different needs and learning styles, or when balancing educational preferences against other factors like career opportunities, housing costs, and extended family proximity. Many families find that the perfect educational environment doesn't exist, requiring them to prioritize their most important values and needs while accepting compromises in other areas. Ultimately, the community's approach to education reflects and shapes its character, values, and future direction. Communities that invest in high-quality, innovative education tend to attract engaged families and create positive cycles of improvement and growth. Understanding these educational landscapes is essential for making informed decisions about where to build a life and raise a family, as the educational foundation established during childhood and adolescence influences opportunities and outcomes for years to come.